Republicans in Georgia already lining up to take on the newly elected Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock in 2022. That's a special election. Let's bring in Latham Saddler, a former Navy SEAL, banking executive, former Trump White House official. Latham, thanks for being here. You were considering running for this seat. Has the decision been made?
Hey, Brett, thank you so much to have me on the show here. Yes, the decision's been made, and we have announced today that I am seeking the office of United States Senate to challenge Senator Raphael Warnock here in Georgia. A lot of excitement today around this, a lot of build up to it, and we've been overwhelmed. The phones have been ringing off the hook all day, and I'm getting used to this new life, which is quite different from what I was doing before.
Yes, and you mentioned what you were doing before. You're a former Navy SEAL. You did tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. You also served in the Trump White House. Why go this route? What do you think you have to bring Georgia? What makes you the guy that Republicans, especially and independents, should choose?
Yeah, Brett, I appreciate the question, and thank you for the comment on my background. I'd like to just first say that my brothers and sisters in the military are still out there doing the job, and I want the glory to be on them, not me. I'm in a comfortable jacket here right now. But as to why I'm doing this, I mean, simply put, Brett, I just love this country to its core, and it's the way I was brought up with my family. 9/11 happened while I was in college, and it completely changed my life and led me to go down that pathway to serving in uniform. And you know, I think it's time for next generation of leaders to step up and serve. And I think most of us that love this country right now are not happy with what we've seen, especially over the past year. And since I view everything through a national security lens, you mentioned that I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. My last assignment was in the Trump White House as director for intelligence programs. And I got a firsthand view of what our adversaries are doing to seek to supplant us. I mean, you look at the environment today, I think we have two simultaneous existential threats facing our nation right now. The first is external, and it's communist China, and they are on a speedway to supplant us. And the other threat is internal, and it's we're tearing ourselves apart as a country. And I think the answer right now is authentic and enlightened leadership from my generation. And I've had hundreds of conversations with Georgians over the past couple months about my prospects in doing this. And the most common theme that I receive in feedback is, finally, a conservative leader here in Georgia from your generation with a leadership background and a vision for the future is ready and willing to step in this arena and take the mantle of leadership. And so I think that that's the answer for the country. And I just so happen to come from Georgia, where we have conservative values and principles. And it's the reason why Georgia is the #1 state to do business in the country, 7 straight years in a row. Well, I think we need to bring those conservative values to D.C.
Obviously, this comes in the wake of Major League Baseball pulling out about the Georgia election law. How your reflections on that and how Senator Warnock kind of dealt with that?
Yeah, Brett, this has been a really disappointing one. I mean, it starts with a pretty bad misinformation campaign that really did not paint an accurate picture of what this bill was and is, which actually expanded pathways to voting, secured the election, and then gave people the opportunity to have the sanctity of secret ballot. And what's happened here in Georgia has really hurt everyday Georgians. It's hurt businesses here. And I'd say on top of that, it's hurt our way of life. I mean, a lot of people were looking forward to this all-star game. Most Americans don't want to get involved in a bunch of controversy. They just want to take their kids to go watch baseball. And when that starts getting stripped out of our way of life due to a political agenda, that's a problem. And folks have been asking, where is the leadership? Where's the leadership from our senators? And I can tell you something. If Georgians elect me to the United States Senate, I will be fighting for them every day, and I'd be honored to do that.
Yeah. Just to point out, the 2022 race is the race that was scheduled. The special election was the one that Raphael Warnock won. But you might not be alone. It looks like you might have some challenges in the Republican side. One of them may be Herschel Walker. He's hinted at it. Will you seek the endorsement from former President Trump?
So for me right now, my North Star is hitting the ground in Georgia and seeking the endorsement of Georgians here on the ground. I can tell you, as it relates to Herschel Walker entering this race, he's a childhood hero of mine. And I will say, Georgia deserves to have the best and brightest come and compete for this seat and the opportunity to beat Raphael Warnock. And I hope we have a lot of good Georgians step up and try and serve in this capacity. And look, I also realize as an outsider, I've got a lot of work ahead, and I'm going to have to earn it, and it's going to be a challenging pathway. But in my view, for a United States Senate seat here in Georgia, it should be a challenging pathway. And so for me, I'm focused on the endorsement here in Georgia from the people of Georgia. I think I'm an attractive candidate for the former president to endorse. I'm probably the only candidate in this race that's actually served in the Trump White House, of course, as a military officer, then as a White House fellow. But I'm proud of the work that I got to do, taking it to the adversary, and then as a White House fellow, helping get the First Step Act passed.
Well, thank you for your time. We've now had a couple Senate candidates announced on the show. Glad to have you on, and we'll follow your race.
Brett, thank you. And if I could just say, for folks that want to join the mission, come to LathamSaddler.com. We got a ton of folks excited to do this, and we're going to go take the seat back for Georgia.